Hi everyone, Gavin Townsend here, the Transformation Guru on my YouTube. Make sure to click the like thumb button in this video and do me a favour, hit the subscribe button as well if you want to watch more of my content. I'm on a bit of a roll today. I'm just out for a long walk. I've got a few ideas, a few hot topics on my mind, so here I am. So if you're probably thinking, why is he wearing this same yellow t-shirt and marble-like top and his cap backwards a lot? It's because I'm doing all these videos in one go. So, carbohydrates. Why I have decided in my 30s onwards to reduce the amount of carbohydrates I eat, and it's simple. I like carbs, but they make me fat, and they make me lazy, and they make me bloated. Now, I'm not going to go through the science of it. I'm just going to talk to you all openly about my experience of being a professional athlete, doing national, regional athletics and different sports, going on stage as an aesthetic star, just an aesthetics competitor, in the WBFF and the Arnold, doing photo shoots and whatever else, yada yada. But also my experience of food also. It's going to get a bit dark now, it's because I'm going on the bridge. So, in my teenage years, I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. Stick thin. Why? Because I used to do regional, national athletics. I was in the cadets. I also did martial arts. I was doing school sports, PE each day, and after school activities. I also had 2 paper rounds a day. My parents said to me firmly, if I wanted those new Nike trainers, I need to go out and earn them for myself. So there I was, between the ages of 12 and 17, doing paper rounds. So I was super fit, super athletic. I looked like Screech from Saved by the Bell, by the way. He did pass away a few years ago, sad to hear, but that's how I was always described. So I was this stick-thin, dorky-looking guy with really curly hair. And I always struggled to put weight on in my teenage years. It wasn't until I started doing more research into nutrition, became a gym instructor at the age of 18 and personal trainer, where I started to learn more about nutrition. I calmed it on the amount of cardio I did. I did more quality cardio, and I did more weight training, more strength training. And I remember putting on easily 1.5 stone in my early 20s. And I was super lean, doing all these different martial arts and doing my weight training. And I had a 6-pack all year round quite easily. And I could carry on eating what I wanted, just within reason. Late 20s, things slowed down a little bit, thanks. Things got a little bit harder. I did less cardio, but I did more with the weights, which is quite typical of most guys. Work life got a bit more stressful. I had a few bereavements and a few issues with work and business and relationships. So naturally, I was more receptive to putting weight on. And again, I did less cardio, less physical movement. But the diet was pretty much the same as I was in my early 20s. So I was very carb and protein heavy. And during lockdowns, during the 2020 lockdowns, after years of doing physique comps where I was super attentive to my diet, I just went off the rails a bit. I was 19.5 stone at the start of last year, and that was quite tough. I was binging on excessive carbs, eating pizzas just to get the gym equipment out I was selling and whatever else have you. And just the stress of lockdowns combined with the workload that I had trying to distribute gym equipment across the UK, even sending pieces abroad, it was just very stressful. It was very hard on the body and mind. So I didn't have much time for cooking, and I basically became my worst client. I remember being looking at the mirror at the start of last year and thinking, Jesus, I want to go back into my personal training. I look like crap. So I went from one extreme to the other, where I actually got back on stage again at the Arnold at the end of last year, dropped 6 stone, looked great, but I kind of raced the transformation and weight loss a bit too quick, and I hurt myself as a result. I had a few niggling injuries, hence why I backed off a bit after the Arnold, just to let my shoulder and my quad relax. Well, anyway, I'm waffling. So teenage years, ate whatever I wanted, did a lot of cardio, started slowly doing more weight training in my early 20s, did loads of weight training, tweaked my nutrition accordingly, had a lot of carbs, moderate proteins in my diet, eating 4, 5, 6 meals a day when I was early, mid, late 20s. I went through this cardio, eat whatever I want phase as a teenager, to mostly weight training and high carbs and proteins in my 20s. And I discovered that it was best for me to really calm my carbs down most days if I wanted to get into great shape. So I did what's called keto OMAD for the WBFF in Los Angeles, where I just literally went 1 meal a day, very carnivore, like eggs, steak, nuts, bit of salad, and the fat weight just dropped off me. Works really well for weight loss. Problem is I did too much of it for too long, felt lethargic, didn't keep my electrolytes up, and I made myself a little bit ill from that. So I learned that what I need to do is pretty much try and do that Monday to Friday, carb up at the weekend, but make sure I stay on top of my electrolytes, potassium, sodium, and other vital supplementation to just maintain good health. Drink plenty of water as well, and keep that balance. So to make it even more simplistic for people watching, I'd say in your teenage years as a male, you can pretty much get away with eating whatever you want, whenever you want, and combat it with doing loads of cardio and slowly build yourself with weight training. In your early to late 20s, do a balance of weight training and cardio. So the weight training will help you build muscle. The cardio will obviously help you with general conditioning, fitness levels, and you might want to be a bit more controlled with your diet. And then I'll quite openly say from experience, over the age of 30, as a male, you need to be highly attentive to your nutrition, calm the carbohydrates down massively, have a high protein, fat diet, low carb diet the majority of the time, do more walking, more light cardio, and when you do weight training, do quality weight training, and try and rotate the muscle group so you can avoid injury. I have right now, because I'm cutting down, I plan to basically cut down to sub 14 stone by the end of the year, super lean. So that's my starting point for next year's model shoots, and I might do a few physique competitions next year as well. I'd recommend just having a balance, and personally for me, I've got 10 weight workouts all in rotation that I do over a 10-day period. I can choose to do 2 weight workouts in a day, but I'm in preference to do 1 a day and balance it out with a bit more cardio, especially the fact that my diet's now become a bit more restrictive, and 4 days a week I'm on like a carnivore style OMAD diet, and carbs midweek. Weekends I just carb up, relax with a girlfriend, and just let my body rest that bit more, and refeed, refuel. When I say carbohydrates at the weekend, I don't mean pizza and burgers and chips. I mean more like potatoes, rice, couscous, red lentils, veg, good quality carbs. And that's again a big issue with a lot of people today, is the misguidance with what food should be consumed. And a lot of bodybuilders like to glorify their cheat meals with very poor food content. A lot of bodybuilders and sport professionals fixate on calories a lot. You probably see them ranting and raving. Calories are really important. Yes, it is. But from a health, mental health, emotional health perspective, I do firmly believe that calories are important, but quality and nutrients are also important for bodily function, skin development, your organs, etc, etc. You'll probably notice with a lot of the words that I use, I try not to use any fancy words. I could bore people to death and talk about photosynthesis and this, that and the other. And I might do in interviews in the future when I choose to collaborate with other scientists and friends, but I find it just baffles most people, because most people watching this sort of video are not going to be wanting to know the ins and outs. They just want to know, right, I'm this age, what would you recommend? Well, okay, you're over age 30, you're desk bound, you're sedentary, okay, right. Do you walk much? No, not really. Okay, you're desperate to lose weight, yeah. You go to the gym much? Oh, go twice a week. That ain't enough, so you're gonna have to do it through diet. Oh, okay. So people just need the basics, and BS just baffles brains. I'm not gonna swear, don't need to. And I find simplistic strategies, being straight to the point with people, gets better results. So if you are struggling, if you got to the end of this video, if you are struggling, I do bespoke plans for people, and I've been doing online PT now for almost 2 decades. So Gavin Townsend PT at gmail.com. It's Gavin Townsend PT at gmail.com. That's my email address. So if you want something bespoke, give me a shout. But if you want to hear more insightful videos, I'm going to do more regular content on my YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. If you can kind of give this video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if at the end of this video, comment, what are your goals? So what are your goals fitness wise? Comment below. Thank you. Have a great day.